So recently, I read a book titled The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying, written by Bronnie Ware. It's actually a very interesting book, and I think everybody needs to get this book. It's very interesting. Why? Because the book will make you start living your life, your real life. So, Bronnie Ware is actually a nurse. I think she's a palliative nurse, more of okay let me, at a more of a care assistant sort of, maybe that will be more understandable, like a care assistant's job. And usually she stays around those who are at the verge of dying, and she usually kind of converse with them, talk with them, ask them questions. How do they live their life? Do they have any regret and all that? And after so many interactions with those who were close to death, she came up with these 5 regrets that most of them always tell her, which I'm going to share with us briefly this morning. The top 5 regrets of the dying. And in her conversation with these people who were at the verge of dying, one of the most top on the list of the regrets is one. I wish I'd had the courage to live a true life, a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. You see, I wish I had the courage to live the life true to myself. What is the life true to yourself? Is the life that brings you fulfillment? Is that passion in you that you are scared to pursue because of what people are going to say? Live your true life. Life is short. Even though you live 120, life is short. Begin to live your true life. Care less about people. Like I've always said, if it pleases God, go for it. Some people have the passion to do a particular trade, but people might mock at them. So because of that, they stay in that circle where they know they are not finding true happiness because of what people will say. Some time ago, I was listening to the CEO of Google, and he said something. He said after his master's degree, he had the option to go for a PhD because in India, PhD is actually one top big deal for them. He's actually an Indian, the CEO of Google. So, and he had another option of working with Google with his master's degree. Then he opted to work with Google. His parent wanted him to go for a PhD, answering doctor this and all that. It's actually, a very wonderful thing, but he chose his passion. He had passion for tech because he was once a mechanical engineer. Then he worked with Google, and today his name is everywhere. Google CEO everywhere. Now imagine if he had pursued a PhD, maybe he would just end up becoming a lecturer or a professor. How many profs are actually known globally? It's fine to be a prof, but you see, don't pursue that because of people. Have the courage to pursue your actual life. So that's the first regret of the dying. I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. Don't live the life that people expect of you. No. As long as what you are pursuing pleases God, pursue a life true to yourself so that on your dying bed, you'll be happy that I've lived. You'll be happy that I have lived. Miles Monroe died at, I think, roughly 60 something or so. But you see, he lived his true life. As Miles Monroe said, don't die broke, say, but die empty. Dying empty means I've given back to the world all the world expects of me. All that God gave me, I've given back. Die empty, but don't die broke. So live a life true to yourself. Number 2, the second regret of the dying says, I wish I hadn't worked so much. It's the truth. Some of us work so much because we are trying to make up, work from paycheck to paycheck, round the clock, do 3, 4, 5, 6 jobs, trying to keep up. The truth is that when you start fulfilling your purpose or living your true self, I think the Indians call it your dharma. When you start living your dharma, work becomes fun. You won't really see it as working hard. Most celebrities today, artists and all that, creatives and all, living their true potential. Life, work and fun becomes the same. So you might feel that they're working around the clock, but for them, then they don't feel they're working hard because it's fun to them. When you begin to live your true life, work becomes fun. So do that thing that gives you fun and that makes you happy. Pursue it. The time is now, not tomorrow. That time is now. The third regret of the dying is, I wish I had had the courage to express my feelings. Now, by feelings, I'm not saying go around and tell people how you feel about them. No. By feelings means your loved ones, your wife. Have time to tell your wife I love you over and over again. Have time to hug your children. Tell them I love you. Have time to tell your parents I love you, because your parents are not going to be here forever. One day you will regret not telling your father I love you when he was alive. One day you will regret not telling your mother I love you when he was alive. One day you will regret not telling your spouse I love you and all that. This kind was actually very important. Tell your kids I love you. They need it. Yes. For those within your circle, learn to express your feelings to them, especially your family members. Because at times when you express these things to people outside, they might think you have ulterior motive. So I don't think that's necessary. Personally though. So while you maintain your stoic values, I'm a stoic, I keep on saying that. But within, we are actually soft towards our family. Yes, we are soft towards them. We tell them how we feel about them. I miss you and I love you. Then number 4, it says, I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. Friends are very important. Your network is your net worth. It's actually very important. Your network is your net worth. Keep friends. Don't be isolated, because friends will always come around for you. Friends are more like your social capital. Keep friends. I mean reasonable ones, those that will add value to you. Don't just keep random friends. And in keeping friends, you must have your own standards. Don't just embrace whatever you see. No. Make quality friendship. Then the last regret of the dying, if I stop this, my voice note, is I wish that I had let myself be happier. Try and be happy. Try and be happy. Yes. True happiness is found in you discovering your purpose. Your happiness is not dependent on somebody else. Even as married people, your happiness is not dependent on your wife or your husband. Your happiness is dependent on you finding purpose and living your true life. Viktor Frankl wrote a book titled Man's Search for Meaning. We are here to search for meaning. When you discover true meaning to life, you can endure any situation whatsoever. Find your meaning in life. Find your meaning and find happiness. That is what will give you true happiness. Not your wife, not your boyfriend, not your spouse. No, true happiness. After finding Christ, after finding Jesus Christ, true happiness comes from finding meaning in life purpose. So search for your purpose. Search for your passion. What makes you happy? Begin to do it now. No procrastination. Yeah. So as you do this, you see, initially you will have that inertia, but it's time to push past that inertia and start doing what you love doing. When you do that, you see, you'll be happier. Life becomes better and happier. Stay blessed.